All right. I guess I don't have a name for the show, so I guess I don't have a title for this episode. So we're just going to talk about how I feel about my business journey, my entrepreneurial journey. Um, Amazing journey. I can't believe that I've accomplished all that I've accomplished. The A-list celebrities, the foreign dignitaries that I've served, and all the things like those things are absolutely amazing. And though those experiences like don't make who I am, um the regular everyday people have made me who I am because you all bought into the things that I've produced. You all, love my personality. You love um my events and the things that I've done over the years. So I am not who I am without everyday people. I want to make that perfectly clear. I don't even put A-list celebrity, a baker, celebrity chef and all that kind of stuff. I don't believe in that kind of stuff, right? Because most times people who are really celebrity chefs and all that, you never see them, right? For good reason, right? Because they do some really like good work behind the scenes. It is it's special work that they get to do, and it should not be publicized for various reasons, because people want to poison you and do all kind of stuff and infiltrate places that they don't have no business. So if you really about your business, you really don't know though who is making things happen behind the scenes. So okay, with all of that being said, my biggest gripe about my entrepreneurial journey is the way people approach me when they see me. I mean, I just cannot stand it. I get saying, "Oh, you're such and such, you're Ren, you're Danielle. Oh my God, from social media. I follow you. I've been a part of your journey. You've inspired me." I love all of that, and we can have a conversation about that for days. However, the people that see me on the street or at a music festival or enjoying life in a social setting, in the grocery store, and approach me and ask me why I'm out in public without a cupcake or a cake, or why what are you doing in the grocery store? Like, are you in here buying stuff for your little business, blah blah, like, what? Like, that's the most insane thing you can ask. Like, I'm literally in the grocery store buying bread, milk, tampons, whatever it is, so that I can live, right? And all you can think of to say to me is, "What are you doing? Buying stuff for your little business?" Like, what? Or you're asking me why I'm out in public and don't have any cake with me or cupcakes with me. Where are cupcakes? Like, y'all, I say this with all due respect. I do not keep cupcakes under my triple D's, okay? I don't. There's nothing under here. Nothing, okay? All that's under here is a stomach that I'm working aggressively to get flat. Okay, because I've gained maybe like 65 pounds over the 9 years that I've been in business, and I'm trying to get my body back, right? Okay, but please be kind to people and know that there is more to people than their gift. There is more to people than their talent. There is more to people than the idea that you've created of them in your mind, right? Like, I love to be lazy. I love to scroll social media for like hours. If I show you on my phone, like, and you know, a little report that comes up on your phone and tell you how many hours you've spent, I think I did like 10 hours and 14 minutes a day, like, which is insane, right? But I know, but I'm in a place right now in my life where honestly, I'm looking for some type of, I guess, mental relief from the, all the outward things and the inward things that's happening on the inside of me. So, does that make me unproductive? Maybe. And I won't say maybe. I'm willing to be accountable and say, yeah. But when I look at, again, all that I've accomplished and all that I do accomplish on a daily basis just to stay alive and to stay mentally well and all of that kind of stuff, I'm like, hey, you got to take the good with the bad, and just know that that I'm due a lot of grace, in my life, right? I just told y'all that I built a business by myself over 9 years by myself, right? I can't be a superhero all the time. And I'm learning to give myself grace, and knowing that I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to always say the right thing. I don't have to always do the right thing. I used to put a lot of pressure on myself to be like this standard of like perfection and do everything that everybody thinks and feels that I should do. All the people that come up to me like, oh my God, you can cook, like your skills are so amazing. You should have a restaurant. You need a restaurant. Why don't you have a restaurant? Like, do you have a faith in, do you have a building to give me? Do you have like the ability to ensure that I get all the permits and the stoves and the equipment and all the things that I need in order to be successful, right? Outside of just, coming up to me and saying, well, why don't you have this yet? Why don't you have that yet? You've been in business, da, 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 da. I would think you would have, like, it would be so rude of me to be like, well, I think that you should have common sense, Now, if I were to say that to somebody, like, you would take offense to it. You would be taken aback. You would, so have common sense when you're talking to people that are gifted. Have common sense when talking to people that have accomplished way more than what you have, right? Because 9 times out of 10, I'm telling you, none of you, I don't want to say none of you because I hope that, my journey inspires many of you, but a great majority of you would not choose my journey. And when I say choose my journey, choose it and walk it in the same way that God has graced me to walk it, because it has not been easy. And I think Darian wants to say something.
So how has your customers and dealing with people really affected how you want to go further in your entrepreneurial journey? Like, are they the reason that you don't want to go further? Or?
Okay, 2 reasons. The first being, people see your gift, right? And they're like, oh, you produce records well. You're an amazing singer. You're an amazing baker. You're this, you're that, right? But and the only thing that our culture has basically told us through, messaging is that all you need is hustle. You needed during COVID, you needed a PPP loan and hustle, right? And you're just magically going to be this amazing entrepreneur and you're going to accomplish all this stuff and you're going to blow up and, do all of these things. But what people fail to realize is you don't need hustle, because there's a lot of people out here with like horrible products, like terrible things, horrible products, and they are making it happen, right? Because they are consistent. So let's change the word from hustle to consistency, right? The fact that they are consistent in doing whatever it is that they're doing creates their level of success, right? Okay. So with that, guys, you actually need to have money in order to run a business. You have to have some type of financial backing in order to be successful. And I'm not talking about the hand-to-hand trade-off of, goods and services and things like that. But you actually have to have some pot of money in the background that is funding your efforts, whether it be your long lost grandparent that left you well off, whether it be a loan that you get through some type of financial institution, money that you've actually saved. You have to actually have money in order to run a business. Money, money, money. So I will be honest in saying that I ran out of money. I ran out of money. And I was so ashamed. Dang. I guess I'm being honest. But I was so ashamed to admit that I ran out of money, and I was doing everything. I was working my fingers to the bone. I was, showing up for the events. I was doing all of this stuff. But then it got to a point where I'm putting all of my money into this business, and my own household went lacking. I could no longer afford to live, right? So there was an imbalance. But on the flip side, people always want to see, oh, well, that you're hustling, you're still, you're putting in the work, you're not giving up, you're willing to risk, da 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 da. Well, it's important for me to have a safe, comfortable place for me to rest my head, right? That's very important to me. So when it got to the point where I could no longer support my, my day to day, have food in my own refrigerator, I had to give it up. I just had to give it up. I had to take a step back and say, hey, like, I missed the messaging here in some kind of way. And I think I need some money. I think this is bigger than just me and my talent at this point.
People also don't realize what goes into it. Like, they just see the final result.
Absolutely.
They see the cupcake that you bring. They see the cake that you bring, but they don't understand like what goes into it.
They don't.
I think I think people in general just have a linear view of like how they see things. Mm-hmm. Nobody understands the struggle and the process of what it goes through, and they don't understand how the person is affected. They just see the finished product, and then they don't know what it takes to get to that.
Absolutely.
So being like transparent and honest about that, because they only see the cupcake. They see that this great cupcake. Mm-hmm. Like, well, you should do this. Like, do you understand? Like you said, like, it's hard to do those things.
It's hard. It's stressful. And don't get me wrong, it is extremely rewarding. However, you have to learn how to operate in business, but you have to also learn how to manage yourself in the process. And a lot of people just, think that, oh, business, the final product, all this looks good and all the things. I am now learning or having to relearn how to take care of myself. So I was literally, I want to say like within the past year, I'm literally learning how to go into the store and buy myself underwear and not feel guilty. I'm literally learning how to eat again. And what I mean by that is literally 3 meals a day, because I'm taking care of everybody, putting on the events, being here, being there, doing all of this stuff, and neglecting myself. So I'm learning how to eat again. I'm learning how to drink water again. I'm learning that it's okay if I'm laying in the bed one day and I'm just scrolling, all day, or I'm, just sleep the whole day without, feeling guilty for just getting sleep. Right. So that's one side of the coin. The second side of the coin is niggas was getting on my nerves. They was getting on my damn nerves. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Having to manage people and manage their expectations and tell them, oh no, you can't do this, or yeah, yes you can do that, or this and that. It just became too much. And after this last experience that I had with one of my clients, And we booked an event, and it was, a group of people that was buying into an experience with me, and he stole everybody's money and ran off with it, and then tried to put it on me and say that I took everybody's money and ran off. I was like, you know what? I am done with you niggas, because the mental load that it takes to have to draft those emails, right? To try to prove my innocence, trying to prove my innocence to the bank, trying to maintain my reputation and all the things. And I'm grateful that I have a great reputation over the last 9 years, and even prior to that, because people know me outside of my business, and so that accounts for a lot. But to have to do that with you all over $25 is insane. $25 and a piece of chicken is not worth it to me anymore. The disrespect that you encounter, and see, I get it. I understand that we are all in a very difficult time right now. A lot of people are in survival mode at this point. You've lost jobs and this and that and all the things. So people are looking for ways to get money or keep the money that they have. So guess what? That may make you make some different decisions to steal from people, or to get over on people, or to say that you did not receive the goods and services that you received and you ate up and you enjoyed, and now you're trying to get your money back, right? So I've decided to take myself out of that platform, so that at least whatever it is that y'all gonna do, y'all gotta do it over there. Y'all gotta do it with somebody else, okay? Not with me, because I deserve to live. I deserve to live well. I deserve every coin that I earn. I produce quality products. I produce products that I believe in and I stand by. And I've been recognized as such for it. And so I'm just not tolerating the foolishness and people not wanting to come pick up their orders on time, and then they're like, oh well, can you put my food in the trash bag and just sit it outside and I'll come? No, that is insane. The fact that you would be late to come pick up your order, right? And you being a service provider as well, right? So time management and all the things. But the fact that I'm somewhere like, oh, are you coming? Are you coming? Are you coming? And you're ignoring me. And then you finally say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, my daughter coming. She'll be there in 2 hours. No, that's unacceptable. But the fact that you would ask me to take your shrimp and grits, put it in a trash bag, and put it on the outside of the door, like some of the requests and the things that I've come up against over the years, I don't even God bless me in the hair that I have been fortunate enough to grow out of my head, right? Because people are just crazy. Or, the guys that order stuff from you, and then, they really, creeping around because they really, trying to get with you and all that kind of stuff. I don't want you. I want your money. I want to give you this cake in exchange for the money that you're providing, but I don't want anything else from you, because I even had guys that would go out with me and then be like, oh, okay, yeah, well, now, when I have this event for, this person or that person or whatever, now I can get a discount. A discount? Please. So at this point, I'm just I could go on and on and on. And y'all, leave me some comments if y'all want to know, some more of my stories, the things I've been through, because you would be surprised the way in which you all behave. It is insane. And then you all have this attitude that the customer's always right. And let me tell you all, newsflash, the customer is not always right. You have a responsibility in this transaction, just like I do, right? And I'm always going to be professional. I'm always going to be polite. I'm always going to smile, and always going to do, all the things. But I'm just not doing it anymore. And so, yeah, the customers let me say, I've gotten my feel for it, and I am choosing to let that pass on by for me. Amen. Amen. So, yeah, be kind to people. Treat people in the way, I can't even say that. I can't even say treat people in the way in which you would want to be treated, because when you look at it, a lot of times people treat themselves poorly, right? And you think that other people don't see it, and okay, that's a different topic for this unnamed podcast with an unnamed title, okay? But anyway, so yeah. Just leave me comments if y'all want to know these stories. I am more than happy to tell you all some of the funny stuff. When I was working at my mom's house during COVID, because the world shut down, so we was selling chicken dinners out my mom's house. The neighbor opened the door, walked into my mom's house, and said, "What are y'all doing in here? Are y'all selling drugs? Because there's so many people. Like, there's people coming in and out. Like, the line in the parking lot is so ridiculous, like, out to the main road. Like, are y'all selling drugs?" Because, and so we all, chicken in hand, like, bags in hand, chicken in hand, like, froze. Like, did this nigga just walk into my mother's house? Like stuff like that. Like, it's just like, I'm just done. Y'all, I'm done with the chicken. I'm gonna teach y'all how to fry chicken, okay? Because we've only just begun. So yeah, make sure you all like, share, subscribe to my podcast, leave me comments. Tell me all the things that you want to talk about, that you want me to talk about, and let's just continue this journey together. That's it.